That's hard. Bro, listen to that sound.
Flame it on the ground! Yeah!
Oh yeah, you go for it.
Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon!
Today, we have been blessed with weather cool enough for me to wear my gambeson. There are pumpkins sprouting all over my yard. And today is the first day of my favorite time of year. I'm starting this project very early. All of these things make me very pleased. What doesn't make me particularly pleased is the fact that for the past 3 years, I have been trying, with varying degrees of success, to chop a flaming pumpkin in half with a sword. This has never gone particularly well. It's gone okay. A couple of times.
Yeah! He still got it though.
I'll do it again.
Whoa.
Yeah!
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
But I'm starting to think the issue is that I have not varied my approach. So, this year, instead of chopping a flaming pumpkin in half with a sword, I'm gonna chop a regular pumpkin in half with a flaming sword. And so to begin, we're starting with a machete shaped vaguely like a sword. This is the perfect candidate though, because it's thin enough to not be such a pain to drill through. It's cheap enough that I don't care if I screw it up, and I have replaced it. It has become obsolete. After putting 50 hours in on Ghost of Tsushima, I purchased this actual sword. It is much better. This is barely related to the video you're watching. I just wanted an excuse to chop something with a sword. I will never get tired of chopping things with a sword. But back to the matter at hand, before this turns into a flaming blade straight out of Ghost of Tsushima or Game of Thrones, it's going to need some modification. My thoughts are, drill a bunch of holes, run some sort of cloth or wick or whatever through the holes. That'll soak up fuel, and that'll give us a flaming sword. Probably a pretty short build.
That flattened my punch after 2 hits. This is gonna be fun.
Brand new cobalt drill bit. Let's see how many holes this lasts for. I'm making sure to do this at approximately neck level, so that if this catches and starts spinning around, I will be cleanly and humanely decapitated with minimal suffering. Screeching means the bit's dull.
This is a bad idea.
By this point, I had absolutely no idea what to do. I had already annihilated every 1/4 inch and 3/16 drill bit that I owned, and I had made 1/2 of one hole. Things were not going well, so I wandered. In search of something that could get me out of this predicament. And as I wandered, I struck out. I struck out many times, but then, this microphone is plugged into nothing. But then, I found something. A drill bit of such legendary proportions, said to be so tough and so sharp that it could cut through hardened steel like softened butter. Does that track at all? It doesn't matter. I'm making this up for narrative purposes. Now, unfortunately, I was deemed unworthy of holding such a drill bit, so I returned home. I have returned and I have found a solution. These are tungsten carbide tipped drill bits. They can apparently drill through anything, and they come in a case that opens like this. You thought cobalt was good at drilling through things? My brother, cobalt is to tungsten carbide as the atlatl is to the M16. So these should have absolutely no trouble drilling through this hardened steel and allowing me to continue this project. And if they don't, I'll cry. Unlike cobalt bits, these work best at high speed. Cobalt and most other bits, you want to go slow and a decent amount of pressure. These, you want to go minimum 1500 RPM. All right, we're at 2000 RPM. Give it a shot. Is this actually working? Those look like chips. All right, let's try a couple more holes and see what happens. All right, hole number 2. Well, this is absolutely miserable. I've gotten this far, which I think is enough to give us an okay flame, right? So any further we get is just bonus points. It's ideal if we can get down to my last mark here. But if we don't, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I don't know, man. I just don't think there's a material on Earth that can easily cut through spring-hardened steel. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I like how this looks. It looks stupid, but it doesn't matter. We're lighting it on fire. However, in the interest of making it look less stupid, I'm gonna shorten the handle. That feeling when you just got a new haircut and you're like, oh god. My dirty workshop. I kept the ignition system super simple. It's just a little scrap of leather into which you can put the end of a lighter. And when that's run along the spine, it sparks just enough to light the gas. So I think it's time to test it out. Once it gets dark at least. It won't look good right now.
Holy,
Alright.
that was cool.
Thank you all for coming so much.
Ah.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Can we,